Hello? Hello, hello? How are we doing? Hey, Poi, Unicorn, welcome. The chat's fixed. Yippee! Here's hoping nothing else goes wrong. Please. Please! Isn't that crazy? Hello. Welcome. Taking any bets for how long until it breaks again? It probably won't. It probably won't break. Probably. So, you know what's really funny? Is that, okay. So for the last, like, 1.5, probably 1.5 or 2 years, something like that. So I've had issues with Streamlabs, like Streamlabs OBS, or they removed OBS. It's just Streamlabs. I've had issues with Streamlabs, and the reason why I haven't changed it was because it would probably mean that the bonk command would die. But we fixed that. We fixed that. We finally, I swear to God, I'm like, I just need, so there's like a billion tutorials, right? On like being a new streamer or like set up a thing. Okay, yeah. Well, I'm glad. Thank you for doing that. I really appreciate that. I hope it works. Because it should. And if it doesn't, we're fucked. Nope. All right. Well, we're immediately into troubleshooting. Let's go. Why is this not connected? It says it's connected. This one? Damn, I was gonna be so happy that everything just worked. But when does anything ever just work? It literally doesn't. Where is it? So there's that. It says it's connected. Where's this one? Wait, where was the other one? Is it this one? Wait. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, that's why. It disconnected these things. Wait, why did it do that? What? Oh! Did I not select auto connect? Oh no, it's fucking over. No! Okay, give me 2 seconds. Hopefully this should work. So the thing that I was going to say was that the bonk command was going to die. And that was going to be a problem because I felt like the one thing that I wanted to not do was destroy the bonk command. That was the one thing that I didn't want to do. Because I feel like that is the only thing people like doing when they come here. Yeah, commands are broken for a second. Give me like 2 seconds to fix this. I think it is just a simple... It is a very simple fix. Okay, try it again. Fingers crossed, knocking on wood. Well, you have to say the command correctly. Ah, there we go. All right. So the reason that it didn't work, just for the record, was literally just because I didn't select auto connect on the The bot. Oh, the bot account connection thing. Okay, so I'm going to continue now that it was a small problem and not like a random programming bug somewhere in all of the code that I haven't written any code yet. Okay, so finally, I found the goddamn the functionality that I was looking for, which was very difficult to find because there are a bunch of tutorials on like, hey guys, are you a new streamer? Do you need like stream elements set up? And it's like, no, I don't. What I need is so that I can make commands trigger things in OBS, right? That's what I need. That's what I'm looking for. And it always shows up like, oh, did you want to put a chat box into your live stream? It's like, no. I am trying to set up things that seem very simple. It's literally just a text command that triggers a GIF on my screen. It's not that complicated. Yes, welcome, Cesar. I think I already said welcome to Unicorn and Boy. But yeah, so we found the thing, which I'm not sure why it was so complicated to find just another bot. It is literally called Streamer Bot, right? And it allows me to set up things, triggers, actions, stuff. So currently it is only text commands, but theoretically there are many more things that I can do with this, as I can literally write C# scripts. I don't know what the limitations of that are. Like, for example, oh, this was something I wanted to check. Can I store a list? I'm pretty sure I can't. If I add a variable list, I'm sure this won't work. No, that's fine. Well, that's going to be a problem. I don't know how I'm going to manage that. That's going to suck. Okay, so the point is that with significantly more power to hide and unhide things and trigger sources with things happening in chat, I had a lot of ideas. That's not true. I had like one idea, and I was like, ooh, I want to work on that idea now. Unfortunately, there are a lot of limitations. Which is too bad. I was originally thinking like, oh yeah, can I just like make a C# class? And it's like, no. You can't, or at least I don't think so. Because there's an actions tab, but there's no like, I can't just make a script. Which is unfortunate, because that means the only thing that I have as a data holder is the variables tab. Which is unfortunate. I will need to find another solution to that, maybe, I don't know. What about a D flat class, because you're flat? You know what's really funny about that, Unicorn? I was really thinking of putting, like, a chat, command, like reaction, for whenever someone says flat, they immediately get banned. Or like timed out or something. Like I just timed them out for an hour, I don't know. Something, it wouldn't even be an hour. Literally time you out for 1 second to like, just as a command reaction. Flat anywhere in the sentence. You say flat tire, you're like, you're dead. Issue with that is the message gets removed, so you won't even see the message. Yes, that's true. So I guess, well, the thing is, like, you would write it so that, like, you would write it that, like, the bot, which, by the way, that is a new banner of Lyria. The reason it's a new banner of Lyria is because I don't have the login information for the old banner of Lyria. Which is funny, because if I start up the Streamlabs chatbot, we can still use the old banner of Lyria. It's just... I don't know the login information for it. So I couldn't log it into this one. But yeah, so we are now currently streaming out of OBS proper because they fixed the stupid custom CSS wasn't working. They fixed that back in August last year. It was literally like a day that it didn't work. And then they fixed it. And I saw that and I'm like, oh man, I should really switch back to OBS. And then, like, it took me a while to figure it out. And I don't know, there's a lot of benefits. There's a lot of benefits to being back in OBS. One of not the benefits was, however, that for some reason, my main scene, I literally could not tell you. And I was so frustrated trying to look up, like, what on earth would cause this bug to happen. But basically, what would happen was I would press, like, any key on my keyboard. Didn't matter. I would press any key on my keyboard. And it would toggle all of my visible sources off. And it would toggle all my invisible sources on. For no reason. So I spent a long time trying to figure out what the heck the bug was. And I never figured out what the bug was. I just made a copy of the main scene, deleted the first one, and that seemed to fix it. But aside from that, I have no fucking clue what happened. So now it's fixed. Hopefully it does not randomly turn on or off any of my scenes for no reason, because that'd be very awkward. Honestly, I'm just really glad that the chat works now. Also, so the other thing too was I'm pretty sure the classic convert button, yeah, I don't know why. It just, like, I looked through all the hotkeys. There are no hotkeys that are assigned except for push to mute and push to unmute. Because I need those. I need those so that you can't hear me sneezing and coughing. Yeah, oh, the other thing was that I'm pretty sure that the reason the reason why bonking and stuff, right, like why it would kind of load weirdly is that Streamlabs is significantly more CPU heavy, and I don't know, there's just so many issues with that damn software. And now that I feel like I have comfortably moved over back to OBS, I can comfortably say, God fucking damn it. Because I'm pretty sure, like, that capturing the game sometimes, like when it would lag, like there would be issues with like my entire computer lagging. Oh, thank you. With my computer lagging. And I'm pretty sure it's just because it was through Streamlabs. Because we tested this stuff, I think, like, during early Elden Ring, where, like, for some reason, just trying to capture Elden Ring in Streamlabs, like, broke it, and I don't know, there's just so many issues. It was very irritating. And, like, yeah, the GIFs, the bonk GIF was broken, right? You know how it like, didn't really show, like, the bonking? Oh, also, in the new streamer bot, the cooldown for bonks is lowered. Because the default value, or the lowest value you can set... Was that the reason? Maybe it wasn't, actually. I think the lowest value... Yeah, the lowest value you can set, I think, was like a minute. It's either a minute or 0. You can't set seconds as a cooldown, but for this one, you can set seconds as a cooldown. So now bonk has a 10-second cooldown. You're welcome. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm not too excited for bonk to be on a 10-second cooldown because I'm going to get destroyed Yes, Pat also has a 10-second cooldown. Yes. So you can also feel free to head pat me more often. Oh, also there are different types of you can put multiple triggers for the commands. Because some people type like head pat. And that also works. So yeah, I think that was like one of the only ones that I put two things for. I guess I could put like exclamation point stop or exclamation point stab or something for the bonk command. But yeah, so chat works now. The bonk thing should work. Oh, pet would also make sense. Yeah, I can add that. All right. So now the GIFs should show up, not lag. Hopefully, games in full screen won't randomly lag my capture software. And I think it also means that the CPU split between my model and any games that are running should also not be as terrible. Hopefully. Because I'm 90% sure, like, Streamlabs just... there's so much bloat on it, and then that just makes it run significantly worse, which is terrible. But I'm really glad that the chat is fixed, that bonk should actually work now. And yeah, it's exciting. There's also, I don't know, there's a lot of things. Because, for example, like, if I just had a bunch of, like, hidden sources, right, then I can now toggle those on or off. And then, supposedly, there's another plugin, right, which it is easier to find plugins for OBS proper, because it is not Streamlabs, because everyone who makes things for OBS is just like, fuck you, Streamlabs, with good reason. Because it's open source, right? And the entire point was they were like, we're gonna not make this open source, and you can pay for it. It's like, no. Why would we do that? That's like the antithesis of any project that is open source. So, okay, what was the other thing that I was thinking of? I was trying to think of a good example. Okay, there's a plugin called Move Transition. And what that does is it lets you animate things on screen, like where they are on screen. So there were a few things that I was thinking that I wanted to potentially make. And then it's funny because my brain goes down this rabbit hole of like, yes, of course, I'm just going to make this and it's going to work and it's going to be great. And it's like, why make things? What are you doing? That's gonna be fun like once, and then it's never gonna be fun ever again. It's like, yeah, but it could be fun once. I could make the thing and it could be fun one time. Oh man. So I don't know, we'll figure it out. I was definitely excited when I heard I could do things in C#, but I unfortunately don't think I can make any kind of like master scripts or anything like that. The other problem was I don't know how to take information from one function and then send it to another one, or if I have to just write a really, really fucking long C# script that does all of the things at the same time. Because that'd be really funny. A trick that can only be used once. Yeah, probably. I mean, we'll find out. But yeah, is the audio okay? Is everything fine? Does my voice sound different? Because I had to manually set up all my filters again for the microphone. So, well, not all of them. I had to manually set up like 2 of the filters, and they're like a little finicky. So, if I made a mistake setting up. Like, my EQ has like 6 bands. Or it has a low pass, it has a high pass, and then it has 4 bands in the middle. So, if my voice sounds notably different, it means I fucked something up. Which hopefully, I did not. I want to say yes, but I also know that I don't have the ears to tell, so I don't know. Okay, well, I mean, the thing is, right, all of the filters are, like, I didn't change anything in the filters. It's that, like, there could have been an issue copying over my settings, right? Because I had to manually input them. So if there was an issue doing that, then that's a problem. I guess the other thing is that there's no, there's no integrated alert box. So I am still currently using the Streamlabs alert box. So it should still work, I think. Hopefully. But then I would need to think of how to set that up in StreamerBot. Because they have triggers. But then I'd have to set it up through, like, their system, and then, like, basically what I would do is, instead of uploading a GIF to the Streamlabs chatbot, all of the things would have to be in the scene. Oh yeah, that was the other thing, is that I was thinking, like, oh, can I, like, load data into this thing? Can I, like, can I load, like, source files and stuff? And it's like, my guy, don't get ahead of yourself. But yeah, hopefully there's some cool things that I can do with it. I don't know. I was excited about it. I was having trouble sleeping because I was like, oh, my brain is thinking about all these things that I can do. But the main benefit right now is simply that the cool chat works again instead of the somewhat unreadable chat. We have this other slightly unreadable chat. I'm pretty sure anyone who has this on, like, a phone screen is unable to read the chat, but it's okay. It is fine. Okay. So, what I kind of wanted to do was just do the paralog. Because exploring also takes time, and paralogs also take time. So I kind of wanted to do the paralog. Even though I called it yope. Which, by the way, welcome Sable to Fire Emblem 3 yopes. I did call it yope. But we're not yoping. I guess I could save, and then if it ends up being bad, then I can just... then I can go back. Ah, it was literally going to prompt me to save anyways. Fantastic.
Can't stop.
Man, this guy's bald.
We got you. You're the Prime Minister, aren't you?
Not anymore. He lost his power and his fancy title.
Now he's just bald. No.
Shut up!
Yeah. Do you know what you've done to regular folks like us? Since you villains took over the Hrim territory, our lives have been nothing but pain and misery. Heavy taxes, forced labor, it's brutal. Now we're gonna make you pay.
Yeah, I mean, take him. Get him out of here.
Such a nice selection of tea leaves in the pantry here.
Tea is nice and all, but it's not much good when you don't have sweets to go with it.
Sweet treats are less common, yes. But perhaps that makes sense. War is not sugar-coated.
If you've got time to be cheeky, you've got time to find me some sweets.
But Lysithea, your smile is so sweet.
Lord Ferdinand,
Bruh.
excuse the interruption. Our scouts happened upon the information you were looking for. I thought it would be best to let you know as soon as possible.
They know where my father is?
Yes, sir.
Tell me, now.
After losing his position as Prime Minister, your father was held in Enbar for a very long time.
Yeah, I remember this guy dying, for
For
sure.
a while, no one knew where he was. The other day, however, he was sighted alone in the Hrim territory. Seemed he was heading for an allied region.
Hrim.
Alone, you say?
Herm.
Was he safe?
I'm afraid not. There is a major insurrection happening in the Hrim territory. It's been 5 years since Duke Ire lost his control of the area. The military seems to have finally lost control, and the people's violence is unleashed.
I do not understand. Why are they rioting?
It's obvious, isn't it? Ferdinand, do you really know nothing about Hrim? Your own father was ruling it. You don't know what became of the area once he fell from power?
If it was truly a House Iron
Yeah, well, you weren't on your
I would have been
smartphone
trained
while
in
watching the
governing
news?
area.
Come on now.
But my father insisted that I have nothing to
You
do
didn't
with it.
immediately know?
But now is not the time to talk about this. We have to help him before he gets caught up in the violence.
You're right. Now isn't the time for chit-chat. Let's get over there quickly. Professor, will you be coming?
Nah, you guys got this. Nah, it's fine. Nah, it's fine. You guys got that. I don't need to go.
We'd better depart as soon as possible. I know a bit about the situation. I'll fill you in later.
Oh, you know what? I also am like... You wanna know what's really exciting to me as a person who has to look at the software of capturing all of these things? Is that, first of all, this should be in mono. So I'm gonna double check something. Properties. Is this... Advanced audio properties. Main mic. Should be in mono. Alright, hopefully... hopefully that fixes that. Because I remember there was definitely some issues with my mic randomly like picking up more left or right, and then it causes like audio issues. Okay, so for the audio monitor, I can see the numbers at the bottom, which I can't begin to explain how frustrating it is to know, like, oh man, is it is it at -10, -5? Like, are any of my filters working? I don't know if they're working. I can't tell, like, at a numerical value, like, what is the capture card at? And it's like, oh, it's at -35. And if I'm talking, like, relatively quietly, it's like, oh, what is my mic volume at? Like, is it at, like, is it at -35, or is it at, -20? It's like, I don't know. Who knows? Who knows what the number values are? They kind of look like they're there. I don't know. Yeah, unfortunately, the Flaris Ear Whispers voice pack will be releasing once I make it into HoloLive. You can also buy my feed pics there, but not currently out yet. Those currently are not available. Also, because stereo for microphones only works if you have two microphones set up. Otherwise, it doesn't do anything. except for glitch out randomly. like when my mic peaks, it'll glitch out randomly. And that was a bug that tilted the shit out of me for so long. So I had no idea what the problem was. But we fixed it once upon a time, and then now it just kind of works. I don't know. I'm just really glad that the stuff is fixed. I'm also particularly glad that the bot is really fast now. Because remember how like the commands were really slow? But now it's like almost immediately. So like the response time is really fast now, which is very good. Also, the bonk actually works. Because the relatively fast bonk that doesn't, like, it doesn't even show the animation, basically, I didn't feel it, you know what I mean? I didn't feel the bonk. I need to, like, see the bonk happening so that I can feel the bonk and be like, oh, wow, nice, I'm getting bonked. Let's go. Alright, what is all this garbage? Is this just, like, an eliminate everybody map? Holy shit. There's so many guys. Damn, it hits you 5 times now. It didn't even do that when it worked in the past. How many times was it? Was it 2? Because it's just a show and toggle, right? We're playing Fates now, boys. It was an on and off. Oh, that's the other thing too, was that the action 2 to 3. Yeah, the action for the previous I don't even know what to call it, right? Like, it is a bot. I think the plugin for the Streamlabs thing was called like a remote. But then when you search up remote, people think you want a fucking Stream Deck. It's like, no, I do not need a Stream Deck for any reason. I don't know, maybe. So, what the functionality of the previous one was you can toggle the source. You can't, like, turn it on and off or anything like that with, like, a timed delay. But in this one, you can't. You can actually do that. You can play a timed delay and then do another action, which is very powerful. So I can turn it on, and then I can hide it. Whereas previously, it was toggle. Like, the action was toggle. The reason why that was a problem was that if someone turns it on, and 2 people bonk at the same time, and then I didn't have the cooldown going, right, like the 1-minute cooldown, that would mean that it would break. Because one person would turn it on, and then the second bonk command would get processed and turn it off. And then I think it would... I think it had another toggle to turn it off, but it wasn't... The command wasn't turn on, turn off. It was toggle the source. So, like, one person would turn it on, one person would turn it off. Then, when the second half of the command was processed, one person would turn it on, then turn it off again. Or something like that. And it wouldn't even work that well. It would just break. But now it's like, okay, yeah, we're going to leave it running for 4.5 seconds. So we're going to get bonked for 4.5 seconds. And I've wanted nothing more than to just get bonked for 4 to 5 seconds. It's listen. It's for me, not you, okay? Okay, let's repair these bows. And we're also going to give Lysithia, like, more... Do I have no gold? Like, literally no gold? I didn't get any gold for the start of this month? Like, for real? Like, actually for realsies? It's so over. It's so fucking over, dude. What do I do about that? What do we do about not having gold? What can I sell? Like, I could sell this silver sword. I could sell this armor slayer, which is terrible.
Is that the one?
Might want to sell those feed pics from earlier. Honestly, you are correct. You are right. I've never heard anyone more correct and right in my entire life. Is this enough to repair one of these? Oh my god. Alright, well, it turns out I'm a dumbass. And actually what we need to do is we need to do a gold map first. Oh my god. This is so sad. I was like, yeah, we're just gonna do the paralog today because I spent a significant amount of time setting everything back up again with this new bot, like moving everything to OBS. So I'm gonna just not, die by reading for 2 hours. We're gonna not do that. Immediately, we run into problems. Okay, alright. Well, tell me what that one was for, okay? Well, why? Why'd you do it? Why'd you have to bonk me? I was also thinking of giving it a sound effect, but at the same time, I've said it before, I don't really like sound effects randomly popping up in my ear. Which is a little sad, like I get that it's kind of sad. But yeah, I think there are a lot of people who like big, your financial incompetence can't go unpunished, damn. You know what? I'll take it. Why can I not assign... Oh, that's why. I was like, why can't I assign Setav? Oh, maybe because he's not available. Give you Sylvain. Something like this. Yeah, so we're gonna do a combat map.
for anything.
And then I immediately got meme blasted. Also, I don't know if this is just placebo because I'm happy that I no longer need to open Streamlabs.
My orders?
It was very frustrating to
I
me.
will prepare. More fighting.
They were like, I don't know, it felt like the errors were always very in my face and like right there. It feels like the delay on the source capture is a lot better. Usually I need to reset it, which I did anyways, but it feels like it is running better. Okay, who needs EXP? Setath needs XP. Because we will almost assuredly end up using this guy once we have enough slots. Did not actually want the lethality proc. Thank you though, game.
Let's make this quick.
Do you think all of them are gonna move if I stand in range of just like the archer? Oy. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the part of the reason I never actually did anything with the like trying to change the bot, trying to find a replacement and stuff is that I always felt like, oh my goodness, okay. Hey, eyeballs. was that it's like, okay, I'm pretty sure if I can find something that does this functionality but correctly and better, that like there will be a lot of things that I can do. And I'm thinking in my head that, wow, there are potentially a lot of things that I can do, but there maybe just aren't. You know, it's like the getting excited for new thing, but realistically it's not actually that much better than whatever you had. I don't know yet. I still need to watch a tutorial for move transition. Apparently that can do a lot of things. Being able to animate sources definitely feels like you can do a lot of things with that.
I may not survive.
Oh, there was another thing too, was that I could. Now again, I'm really not sure how I want, like, if I want to do this, right? Because I don't know how I would manage it. I think part of the issue with this one was whether or not, like, there's no restriction on how often people can do it outside of like a global cooldown. And I don't want to do a global cooldown because I want it to be like more than a stream length of a cooldown, basically. Because people would be annoying with it. But there's no like points, points redeems.
Amazing.
Or anything. And then theoretically, I could make a custom points economy, and then it's like I really don't want to do that. But there's VTuber Studio plugins. So theoretically, I could write a command right now that turns on my booba toggle. Which feels like there's a lot of power, you know? It feels like there's a lot of power. Oh, actually, no, you know what I can do? Is I think I can do stuff with super chats, maybe? So I can do, like, if you donate, like, 69 cents, it'll, like, turn on the booba toggle. Which is stupid. But would be very funny, because we'll be in the middle of some, like, very emotional segment of some game we're playing, and then someone's gonna be like, I donate 69 cents. It's like, fucking, what is wrong with you? Yeah, it's good to have it if there are like ideas where things work. You need like a 2-second magical girl sparkle transition for it too. Oh, you know what's really interesting about that is that I've seen people do magical girl transitions in Live 2D, and they're very cool. And the other thing that I was gonna say was that in Live 2D you can literally just do frame by frame animation, which, like, it's not, how would I say it? Like, you need to be good at frame by frame animation already, but if you have a PNG sequence, you could simply have a PNG sequence of like 20 frames and then have an animation that plays each frame manually through a Live 2D parameter, and then it would do a thing. Which means you can do crazy shit with, like, literally just like for some of the transformations or animated sequences that I've seen, they literally, like, it looks like a frame by frame animation, basically. And it's probably because it was, right? Like, that's just very interesting that is something you can do. And theoretically, I could have a, well, you know, it'd be even funnier if there was a trigger for just like queuing the transformation sequence and then nothing happens. Be funny. Points economies on YouTube kind of suck because you have to use the chatbot to check how many points you have, So it clogs chat and it only gives points to chatters since that's what the bot can see. Yeah. This is true. So you can't just like lurk and then get points and stuff. That's fair. Yeah, so I don't think I want to do anything with points on here. Oh, another option though that was available is there are plugins for multi-streaming. That was another thing that I was looking into. Which I don't know if I will do, but it is an option. It is available. I can theoretically set up a multi-stream and then go live on Twitch. Because I never had issues with multi-streaming. The only issue I had was that it was $20 a month. Thanks Streamlabs for fucking nothing. And it was back when I was, well, I want to say significantly less popular. I'm not much more popular now. Technically I am. Actually, literally by comparison, I am. You know. But it was even more dead before. So this is kind of awkward, isn't it? Can I... Where is Leone? He's here.
Did the trick.
So... what was I saying? Yeah, I could multi-stream. There's a possibility. So is Petra just dead? Can I stand here? Does it do anything? Let's stand here, this blocks us. Why does this block their range? But this doesn't. Maybe it's just because it's calculating lethal? I don't know. I've gotten myself into quite the predicament here.
Much needed.
But yes, there's a lot of potential. There are many things that it can look for to trigger things. Oh, okay, well, Petra's dead. Let's just go to the start. But yeah, I say that as someone who loves the idea of channel points. Yeah, it's like, it's unfortunate that YouTube has simply not decided to have any kind of channel points infrastructure. It's really too bad. Wow, why are all of my killer bows broken? Is it because I have been using Hunter's Volley?
Let's make this
And that is the only thing that I have been doing? I guess when two of your main attackers just don't do anything, the game gets a decent bit harder.
I do this for all of us.
Ready for anything. Guide me well.
More fighting.
Yeah, Unicorn. Like that time that I left the hard eyes on for Alonzo's tier 9 support. And it's like... So I could do stuff like that. I guess what I would probably do, which... I could have a bunch of... I could have donation thresholds for stuff, but... Because my way of trying to do that before, right, was, well, I'll just have a thing there that says that you can donate for a period of time to turn on a toggle, right? But it's different because then, like, I need to see it, and then I need to, like, turn the toggle on, and then, like, I need to ask you what you want. Whereas if it is handled by a bot, you do the thing and it happens. And perhaps that makes people feel better about it. But I always kind of argued in my head that, like, there weren't enough people who want to randomly throw $1 at me to turn on Hard Eyes for, like, 2 seconds. There aren't enough people. So that was another justification for, I'm probably just not going to do this right now. Right? But
That helps.
but it can at least be available, you know? It is funny to me as well how there's like a bunch of things that, like, there was a bunch of toggles that just like didn't not toggles, like commands that just were old and not used. Is Seteth dead to this archer person? Well, I guess so. Well, if Seteth dies, then he can just be dead, right? Okay. Why is this so complicated? I know the answer is because we simply don't have enough attackers, because our attackers don't have weapon durability. But it's still very frustrating.
More fighting.
I guess I could just also just back it up so that the people are more in range.
My orders? Sally forth.
Yeah, my brain hurts. Who would have guessed that a grinding map would be difficult? But then I will be dead. God, this sucks. This just sucks. Can I redo last turn to be better? What did I do last turn? Everyone's just all over the place. Yeah, this is fine. Okay. Let's try moving away. This is my favorite map. Don't you dare insult it. Like this map, like the level. Like, actually, unironically.
I do this for all of us.
Guide me well.
Let's make this quick. My orders? Sally forth! I will prevail.
Doesn't that mean I should insult it more? This is just very frustrating.
More fighting.
I'm awake. I owe you.
Oh, thank you.
Ready for anything.
Alright, hopefully Petra does not die. This specific configuration of grinding map, man, these generic enemies that show up at these levels in this chapter is just so good. I'm gonna ban you. I thought what you meant was like this map, right, with the like staircase thing and the water and stuff, because this is a DLC map, if I remember correctly, or having it as a random encounter as a DLC map. Like this only shows up with the golden maps, even though it was used for the turtle. I don't know. It was like cool the first time I got it because I didn't use the turtle, or I didn't fight the turtle yet because that was still in the Blue Lions playthrough. So I was like, I don't know, this is pretty cool. Banned for making jokes. SMH can't do anything nowadays because of woke. Unfortunately. Literally 1984. Okay. Hey, can we get in there now? Can we attack them? Setheth just chilling in the back like... Oh wait, hold on a second. We're broken? We're busted?
Thank you.
Aha! We have done it. What was it like back in 1984, old timer? I am okay. You know what? What if I just banned my entire chat? What if I just, you know, I'm super glad that I did all of these things to, like, you know, fix the bot, fix the chat, fix the commands, hopefully fix the rest of the stream setup so it doesn't lag. You know, try and make it good. People are just making fun of how old I am. Man, I can't believe it. You know what they say? Time is a flat circle. Okay. All right. Yeah. This is where I say we banned jerks like you. Back in 1984, we had live streaming. Totally. And we took people like you and we banned them. That's what it was like. What it was. Oh, nice dodge. I still can't get over how in Dustborn there was, like, one of the things you could pick up was literally just 1984. Like, you could just pick up the novel 1984. Canonically exists in the Dustborn universe. Like, it's just very funny to me. I don't know why. It's like if you were playing Fire Emblem and then they were like, ah yes, don't you know Rick Astley's never gonna give you up? And then they just like put it in the game.
I sense an...
For balance. Oh my god, you're doing your best even when it's difficult. Such a good boy. I'm a good boy? Does that mean I get head pats? I'm just gonna sit here. I'm gonna wait. Thank you. You know, I've always wondered, because I do appreciate the, I appreciate the dynamic of having the ability to have access to, the head pat command. I think it is very important, to be able to express yourself, and also so that I can get head pats. That is the other part. But I've always wondered, I'm just like, I don't know. Do you think anyone uses the head pat command and they're like really weird about it? Oh, that's another thing that I could do, is I could, is that I could have like assets that can get toggled on or off. Probably. I imagine that there's an innumerable amount of things that you can do with the plugin for VTuber Studio, but Like, I could toggle on, like, a... well, what's it called? The thing that came to mind was, like, I wonder if there's, like, a hair-pulling thing. The context was that I was wondering if there was anyone who was weird about the head padding thing. You know, because, like, what else do you do when you have your hand on someone's head? Right? So, like, you know, what if there was a toggle?
Inspired.
I'm just, you know, like, we're just gonna drop it. We're just not gonna continue saying any of this out loud. The point was, the relation was is someone else going to be weird about it? And then provided that someone else wanted to be weird about it, could I do that as like a toggle or something? Or like something that can get turned on by the bot, right? I really think I should have used any other wording aside from turned on, because I feel like that's just immediately, it just makes me feel weird that this was the context and then that is what I said. It's just like, it just doesn't get any better, you know? It's not good. I'm going to rescind all the praise, you bizarre failure. Alright, it's fine. It's fine. Everything is okay. There was actually a set of... There was a set of, like, VT... Like read aloud threads on VT videos that were not available for a point in time, which I was really sad, because my understanding was that, first of all, the creator wanted to stop making those kinds of videos, which they are fully allowed to do. Also because, you know, sometimes boards do not like tourists, which is also reasonable. But I like them because I think that there is a fine balance of you are allowed to be fucking crazy, and I'm allowed to say that you're fucking crazy. But at the same time, I don't actually, like, you're fucking crazy, no judgment, if that makes any sense. It's like, I don't care, man. You're allowed to care about whatever you want to care about. But the point is that they weren't available for a little while, and I'm really glad that they were back up. Like Desertorium. Because there was one clip, cause, you know, when you're with your friends, you gotta quote memes, right? There was one clip that I was quoting, and, like, it just wasn't there. It was down. The video was down. And now it's like, I feel like I have to record... I feel like I have to screen record that one specific bit. I have to screen record that one specific bit. Just for posterity. But yeah, there's just something very powerful about, you know, what's the term? Apathetic, monotone person reads the most, like, actual crazy schizo posting on VT. Numbers thread. Like, it is very... It's just like... Numbers thread kills me every time. Like, actually every time. Oh, there was another one where... This one was really funny. There was one where someone was like, man, former KFP, like, but man, I really, like, hate Kiara now. Like, I don't, man, she used to be so much better. Like, I don't watch her anymore. And then there was, like, 30 replies that were also saying, like, yeah, I was also KFP and I don't watch her anymore because I don't, like, man, yeah, she's just like, I just don't watch Kiara anymore. You know, I feel like I don't want to be KFP anymore. And this just goes on for like 2 minutes or something. And at the end, it was like, user was banned for this post. because he was replying to himself like 30 times. And that's the kind of shit that I'm like, man, that is the most high effort shit post I've ever seen in my life. That is so funny. Imagine replying to yourself 30 times and attempting to demonstrate that it was 30 different people. I don't want to be KFP anymore. Then just don't. What do you mean? Well, the thing is, they need to rant on VT about it. They have to rant about it first. You know what I mean? And also, they were trying to they were trying to make it seem like a bunch of people also did not. You know what I mean? But that wasn't the case. And anyways, I don't know. I forgot that it was a bit. And then it went on for like 2 minutes, and I'm like, incredible. How fantastic. How fantastical and amazing this thing is. Okay, we are no longer in money problems, hopefully. Do I? Oh, that's why. I was like, don't I have more magic bows than this? The answer is yes, because all of the unrepaired ones at the bottom are in one stack. Nice. Oh, I need to repair all of the killer bows as well. Can I repair your stuff? Probably don't need to. Can I repair your stuff? Okay, we've given ourselves 100 durability of killer bows. Fantastic. We have 25 activations of kill that person. So I think Lysithea is just going to stop using this silver bow. Because it does not matter. She's just going to hold 4 magic bows. Oh, that thing needs to be repaired. Don't think I need to repair anything else, though. Maybe this Iron Lance? Can I make the Iron Lance into a Killer Lance? Is that what that upgrades into? Yes. Sweet. Oh my. Menuing is very hard! It's hard, it's difficult!
Is that the one? Thanks a bunch. Come back.
Okay. I have no idea if this formation is bad. We're just gonna run it.
This is where my father was sighted? The citizens are rioting everywhere.
Over there! Quick, we need to help them!
Oh no. Oh no, we actually need to like go to objectives and stuff.
Some people inciting the violence. If we take them out, perhaps
This
the
is
violence
terrible.
will subside.
It might be best to spread out.
Save the commoners before they're attacked by the angry mob. You get rewards based on how many people you rescue. Do I get like a lot of things if I rescue everybody?
It seems better to simply hold the line against the enemies in the north and focus our efforts on saving the citizens of the east and south.
Kung Fu Panda? Oh, KFP.
Ready for anything.
No. No, KFP is... What does it actually stand for? Is it actually Kentucky Fried Phoenix? Is that actually what it is? Can't be, right? Welcome, Kane.
What's the plan?
No, KFP is
Make this
the...
quick.
I'm not sure if it's like the members or if it's just like all of the entire fan base of Takanashi Kiara from Hololive
Guide me
English.
well.
I will prevail. Good form.
What's my strategy?
There it is, Kiara Fried Phoenix. Yeah, there we go.
My orders?
Because it is of course a meme. Ah, Axebreaker is very good.
Sunshine.
She...
Appreciate it.
KFC is the real thing, real life thing. Yes, yeah, that's why I was like, I wasn't sure if it was Kentucky Fried Phoenix, as in to be very, very on the nose, but it is Kiara Fried Phoenix.
More fighting.
Hey, I was like, probably shouldn't make like graduation jokes after Fana just graduated. So I was like, guys, where's Gura? I got recommended the one clip that was like it's so bad. It's like, man, me wishing Gura streamed more because she is very funny. And the clip is just Fauna saying like, "Oh yeah, I love your streams because you're just so funny." And she's like, "What
I'll do this
streams?"
for all of us.
Like, dude, it makes me so sad that Gura doesn't stream more. Just the incidental humor, the capacity, the capability of the incidental humor is just like, just so powerful. If you save them all, you get a unique but overall underwhelming shield. If you save at least 3, you get a decent special lance. Otherwise, the rewards more or less don't matter. Okay. So let's try to save at least 3, I guess. Did the guys on the right move at all? I didn't see. Yeah, which I know people commented on it at the time. Basically being like, guys, don't be fucking weird in super chats. Please. But the gallons guy... Gura, I have lost gallons to you. Oh, well, I hope you find them. Like... man. It's great. It's great. What streams? Like... it's very, very sad. Very sad she does not stream more. Not that I would have time to watch them anyways, as I don't have time to watch anybody ever for any reason, but she's definitely on the list of like, man, this person is an entertainer, and I like actually have a lot of respect for that. Because I know, as someone who live streams, that it is like actually quite difficult to be incidentally funny every single time, right? Basically what I'm saying is I don't know what it's like to be funny because I am not funny. Just thought I'd let you know.
I may not survive.
Thank you.
Holy shit. Please. Oh my god. What is the type of humor you find the most funny? I mean, I don't really know, I guess. I don't think of anything really specifically. I feel like the last time I thought about humor as a concept, the thing that I realized was that oftentimes being able to laugh at the absurdity of whatever it is that is happening is quite potent, like very funny.
More fighting.
So like, for example, with something like the VT videos, right?
So sorry.
Much
It's not that I specifically think, like, I think there's an interpretation of humor, right? That is like, oh, haha, I'm laughing at this person for being ridiculous, right? Like, humor is often, like, I think judgmental humor is like a comparison between what the expectation is of, like, a human being, right? So it's like, I expect human beings to not talk to a person, like, straight to their face about how they've lost gallons to them. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not normal, right? So it's really funny when someone goes like, when someone says that, because that's absolutely ridiculous, right? And then the response is like, okay, well, normally, you know, if anybody said anything about losing gallons to me, I would just be like, wow, you're a freak. That is the expected response. And then the subversion of that is like, oh, well, I hope you find them. As if to interpret that it was literal. They literally lost gallons. Like, I don't know where the gallons are, but geez, I hope you find them.
My orders?
Right? But I think other ways of interpreting it are to say, like, oh, haha, this person is so stupid. Right? So as to say, like, what would be the term? Like, it's a judgment and a comparison, but, like, I always thought, oh, this is at the person's expense, right? But I actually just don't think that things are necessarily at a person's expense or at the expense of a group or a person. So, for example, right, if I say something like, oh, I'm a gamer, right? Explaining why something is funny is so unfunny, I laughed about you doing it now. Humor. Yeah, I mean, certainly you would never explain a joke in the moment, but as someone who actually, like, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, would probably spend more time streaming if I was A, better at doing this, or B, like, could reasonably do so. I did think about, like, oh, I wonder, like, how can I construct a bit? Like, how should I be approaching, like, a brand or overarching brand of humor? Right? And then part of what I realized was that, like, again, this is, like, explaining the joke, so maybe it just makes everything unfunny, but, like, you asked a question, and then if you were expecting anything aside from, like, me actually answering a question hyper literally, then I don't know what to tell you. But I don't actually know how to get in here. The point is that being able to laugh at the absurdity of how ridiculous a person is being in comparison to what you would likely expect of a human being, I think is a large part of why, like, a down bad streamer is funny. Because you're like, please be normal, and then I'm like, I want to ride risotto so bad. Like, God, I want it so bad. You know what I mean? Like, please, God. And then it's like, can you please be normal? And it's like, no, I can't. I'm very sorry. So anyways, the point is that, like, you would anticipate, right, that, oh, that is, like, to parody someone who is, like, overly down bad. You might say that is at the expense of people who are actually uncontrollably down bad. I think that is something people try to claim sometimes, right? In the lens that humor is always at the expense of another person. But I actually think that rather than like a person or a group, it is more the situation, right? Like, just the situation itself is just so, okay, well, like... So, you know, when I expect Ferdinand to dodge something, and he fucking doesn't... you know, it's like, man, Ferdinand, you had one job, my dude.
Ready for
And he just, like, was not capable of doing it. Was not able to do it. And, like, that's funny. Because it's like, my goddamn, like, hyper dodge tank is supposed to do one fucking thing. And they just don't do it. Right?
What's the point?
And then there's like, you know, emotional mirroring. So like, this is sort of how like gacha or gambling streams go, right? Where people have a particular experience or feeling, right? Like, you probably understand what it is like to, like, your Ferdinand dodge tank has one job and they just don't do it. Even if it is not localized to a game itself, it's like the idea that it's like, please just do your fucking job. You cannot do it. Like, that is a relatable experience to people. So the humor in it is that people understand the feeling. So if you hyperbolize the feeling, then people can like relate to that feeling by being like, ah, I see.
Oh, looky there.
Fucking kidding me.
Some houses are still untouched. Let's give them a good plundering, boys.
Professor, let's make haste and go.
Okay, so we can't actually attack the person because it will trigger the rest of the guys. But yeah, so for gacha pulls, people being like, oh man, like I lost like my all these guys are gone now. Like I lost this 50-50 on a 6-star, and like that makes you feel bad, right? So there's humor in laughing at someone else who is suffering because it is a suffering that you yourself understand, right? So you guys are like suffering together. It's like an empathic connection, and there's humor in that. It's funny.
My orders?
But yeah, the thing that I said about gamers, it's like making a joke about having an identity, I think, is funny in the sense that I think most of the time when people have a very strong facing identity, people can have friction with that. So to claim, like, if someone claimed that they were a gamer unironically, you would probably cringe, right? So by claiming that you are a gamer ironically, like, that's funny. Because you know that if this person was serious, like, it's sarcasm. If someone was claiming that seriously, then they would, like, that'd be so cringe. Right? So it's funny to cringe at the person. Oh yeah, and also, like, being in general self-deprecating, right? Because if I'm supposed to be the funny person, like, it's okay for people to laugh at me, right? Like, that's totally fine. Like, I can be your punching bag, your whatever. Like, it doesn't matter. Actually, honestly, please make me your punching bag. Like, now that the bonk command is working and it has a 10-second cooldown, I would want nothing more than for all of you to whip out your flagpole and just, like, bonk me. Like, I want nothing. I want nothing more. But yeah, so there's, like, if you do need someone to be the punching bag, you can always make fun of yourself. So claiming something that is cringe ironically is like a form of sarcasm that I find is really funny. What do you mean by that? I have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm going to refrain from claiming anything about anything that you're saying because it's definitely wrong. Gaslighting is funny, but it isn't real. You know, and it's all just like, I don't know. It's like expectations about like conditioned human behavior and responses to things, and like having it be slightly different, and you know, like it's funny when Rance asks me to kill one of my party members because I'm like, literally, why would I do that? Like, what is wrong with you? Also, why are you asking me to kill one of my party members? Like, this is ridiculous.
Apologies.
Right? But it's funny because Rance is just like, I will literally pay you to kill Leo. It's like, this is absurd. So we can all laugh at it and have a good time, right? But yeah, the point is that I was being very cynical about the concept of humor for a little bit,
I will.
simply because I thought, like, I stopped to think about it, and I was like, oh man, I don't know. But I don't know. There's just so much, right? Like, there's so many things you can do with humor and expectations and stuff, right? And it manifests in many different ways, right? Like sarcasm, irony, comparison, judgment, all these kinds of things, right? I'm sure if I played into it more, right? The fact that I am explaining any of this is ridiculous.
I'm awake.
I'm sure there was like a bit to be had that I wasn't capable of doing. So, also, I don't have any archers left. Yep. What can I do about that? I don't think I can do anything about that. There's just this like flying wyvern rider here. It's going to kill me. Do I have a... Do you have something? Maybe Sedith can actually get over there.
Well
done. Now let me actually read chat.
Still in it.
Most of the jokes I find funny when I come up with them are very unlikely to be understood unless explained. Because there's some kind of pun which precludes them from being properly told unless under specific circumstances. Also, I really remember them after the fact. Well, yeah, it's like circumstantial, right? Circumstantial humor. I think I want assembly the other way. Or like wordplay, right? Which wordplay is good. Because it is a reinterpretation of what the thing is actually supposed to be. Hopefully Ferdinand doesn't die. Ferdinand won't die. That's fine. But yeah, I find all of it funny, which is why, like, I feel like whenever I watch a stream and genuinely, like, I'm just enjoying it, and like I'm appreciating the type of entertainer that the person is, right? Because there's a lot of like, I think there's a lot of intuition in humor, right? Where you just kind of need to like trust the flow and your interpretation of your circumstances, and then just let it happen, right? Because you can't make a very good intuitive call if you're forcing everything. So, and I know that the reflection of the intuition of another person will manifest as their humor in certain percentages based on, like, what their experiences are, what their, like, the cultivation of their humor is and all that stuff, right? So that's what I appreciate, because, like, their humor is a reflection of them, right? As a person. Like, their experiences, the people they've been around, like, the way that they interpret scenarios and the way that they react to them, right? Which is a little unfortunate because before I started streaming, I had down bad jokes, but I did not spam them nearly as much as I do now. And like, I don't know how to tell you this, but like, you can only look at your homies so many times and tell them you're gonna suck their dick, and then they're like, I don't know if they're gonna start misinterpreting this. You know what I mean? It's I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't know. I'm gonna suck your dick. He's appreciating people again. Cringe. Empathy is lame, bro. Ayla now fell off. Yeah, honestly, it's pretty cringe. Wait, do I not have a gambit anymore? Wait, oh my god, I used another stride at the start of this map. It's fucking over, dude. But yeah, that's why we're not going to... That's why you don't explain this that deeply very much.
What's my
Yeah, I don't know. I just like have a severe amount of respect for entertainers. Because it's all about, like, lived experience. And how you interface with your own lived experience as well, right? Like, someone who's particularly self-deprecating, right? You could say likely comes from situations of low self-esteem or needing to actually make fun of yourself to fit in, right? Right? Which could be tragic if you think about it to start, but who's to say that they interface negatively with it now? They just think it's funny. Right? They're used to being the punching bag, so they can make punching bag jokes at their own expense, and it's like not a big deal for them. Right? Which is kind of like the camp I fall in. I mean, certainly like every time I don't go back to it very often and I think about it, but when I go back to or think about like my debut stream, you know, I'm kind of a mess, right? And I certainly have not necessarily self-confidence issues, but you know, you could probably call it self-confidence issues. I don't think it's like not bad big of a deal, but less so now. But beforehand, I mean, certainly I would need to make jokes at my own expense. It's not like that's unfamiliar to me. You say that as though it's changed. Yeah, clearly.
Oh, looky there.
I mean, sure, I am a mess, but in a very different way. The best part, yeah, it's a different kind of mess. It's a very, very different kind of mess.
This is critical.
Imagine considering people's feelings in the depths of their experiences. Yeah, and it's like, I don't know. I always think it's presumptuous to assume that you are, like, completely right about another person's experiences. Right? Like, you can't... Right? But, to me, I actually think... you know... In some instances, I think the capacity for psychoanalysis is just the verbalization of how you empathize with another person. Honestly. Because, right, in order to, like, mind read or empathize with another person, like, you need to, like, assume about their experiences and feel something. Right? So, verbalizing what you are actually thinking in regard to those things is just, like, this is what psychoanalysis is of another person. But the thing is, like, assuming what is happening in another person's, like, mental state, as I'm saying, is, like, presumptuous. Like, you would never actually do that. Lest you be an asshole. Can I punch this guy? Trying to understand and appreciate them can be difficult but rewarding.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's like rewarding
What's
the
my
right
strategy?
term in my head. I don't know. Like, there's perceived value in the thing that you're doing. That's kind of like the, I guess, way you would look at it. Who can attack me from there? Oh, this person? And my hit rates are ass.
Impressive as always.
My hit rates are ass cheeks.
Next one's mine.
Ooh.
We owe you our lives. We're saved. Saved, I say!
Cool. You know, the infinitely spawning reinforcements really just aren't... not huge on this. Not really about it. But yeah, also, just for the record, the thing... like, the main problem is genuinely assuming someone's mental state. Or, like, communicating that to them because it's, like, I don't know, it's kind of fucked up. Which is generally why you don't verbalize it. Yeah, I think Lycithia has hit plus 20. She does. So, it's still... it's still bad. It doesn't matter.
Not so fast!
Gonna fucking turn into a skeleton, dude. I'm just gonna turn into a skeleton and disappear. I think I have a resonant lightning. Maybe that'll work. Sweet. I like how I can just leave the commanders there because they're not actually threatening any of the squares. I can just, like, leave this guy. I don't fucking care that he's there. She's very far away, so she's getting a penalty. Yes, at the same time, you know, what if my things just worked? Why can't they just work? I don't want to have to, like, think about things. Why would I want to think about things? Thinking is hard. Oh, fuck. Problem. It is no longer a problem.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay. I like how this Sylvain has been here and has done, like, absolutely nothing. Great. Is anybody moving over to the blue square in the top right? That's what I'm currently curious about. Ah, there's one person. Is it just that one person? Because I can warp somebody over there. If I just do this. Alright, Lysithia, go. Lysithia, I choose you. What is this? I die? Very cool. Right. So this doesn't exactly work. I don't know, maybe it does. Do I have a gambit still? I do! I can resonant flames them. Huh? What exactly is the plan for Lysithia to take out 2 units at once? Well, you see, the plan is to simply use this gambit, this resonant flames, and then it'll just work. I obviously calculated and planned to do this, right? Like, what do you take me for? I'm literally a genius. Like, I'm just so smart you can't possibly understand the machinations. the machinations of my capabilities. And Sylvain's gonna be like, yeah, I went out on a mission with the professor. Like, Sylvain, what did you do? I was there. I did something. I existed. Man, all of these attacks suck, huh?
I'll have to steal those moves.
Do I have a gambit? I still don't have a thing equipped. That's so funny. just like forget every time. Never come prepared. Why would you ever come prepared? None of that works. How about this? Does this work? Why don't you have Hunter's Volley, Leonie? Why can't you be useful like the other archers? Please. Please. God. My two people who should hopefully maybe crit, potentially, hopefully. Just like incapable of critting. You put her into the... Oi. You donated to make her an assassin. Come on. You can't blame that shit on me. Come on now. It's not my fault. I would have had her be useful instead of not useful. You pressed the button. What the fuck? I can't believe it. You're telling me I have to both live with the consequences and you're gonna make fun of me for it? I can't believe it. This is the best day ever. I mean, the worst day ever. Do you think Seth is gonna crit? There's no way, right? Fine. Hopefully Dorothea just doesn't die. Hopefully Linhardt doesn't die. Oh, fucking god damn it.
I'd hope.
Okay, Dorothea does. So what we're gonna do is we're going to use Leonie for her intended purpose, which is to
More fighting.
cast Impregnable Wall. That is what we are going to do. And once again, the problem that these people are all in the wrong spots, which I think is actually solvable with foul play. So if I do this,
Guide me well.
well, this should work.
What's my strategy?
Now, hopefully Lynn doesn't die.
My orders?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Ready for anything.
Oh, let's go. The Nosferatu. It actually works.
Just my luck to be born in such a dismal time.
I was so excited. I was excited for all of 0.5 seconds. And then everything went to shit. Oh, man. We've gotten ourselves in quite the conundrum. So, part of the problem is that there is this annoying guy here. This guy. And we have no stunning gambits.
Ready for anything.
So basically our options are to kill him. That is basically all of our options.
What's my strategy?
More fighting.
So I could go here. And then I could do this. Bro, come on. No. If you think about it, Conundrum sounds like Cum Dungeon. I mean, that's what I think about every time. Every time I think about a Conundrum, really, I'm just thinking about it. Oh, did we do it? Does this work?
My orders?
Thanks.
Ah, that's why I wanted to do it like that. Well, hopefully Constance is able to dodge 2 attacks. Constance was not able to dodge 2 attacks. And we had to waste a Divine Pulse on this. Sweet. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna put you here, and then we're
My
gonna do
orders?
this. Keep-
Thank you.
One moment. Okay. Hey Berg, welcome. Welcome, welcome.
Let's make this quick.
Ah, now there's 3 people trying to kill Lysithea. Well, that's not good.
I'm awake.
I'm out of warps. Why are there 3 people trying to kill Lysithea now? 37 times 2, 33 HP. Just stride in your flyers? I cannot. Because I have no strides left. What I can do is I can attempt to get a second flyer over there by dancing them.
I will prevail.
Man.
Your timing's spot on.
I've been googled again.
What's my strategy?
Been fooled again. Wait, is this the famous map no one gets? Maybe? I don't know. What's there to understand about this map?
I do
Is
this
there,
for
is there
all
something
of us.
that I should understand about it?
Ready for anything.
Oh, no one gets, as in, like, they literally don't have access to the map because they didn't recruit for an end. I see. When you said no one gets, I thought you meant there was, like, some kind of lore or story that it's like, oh, do you get what happens in this map? It's like, I don't know, maybe? Like, I don't not get it, I think. Okay. Time to find out. Does this... I don't know... what you're assuming things... Well... try doing this and seeing what happens. I can only imagine Lysithea is going to die. But hey, we can, figure it out.
Plan?
Because Crimson Flower locks this map from existing? Yes. You can still do Silver Snow and then have it exist. Oh, it has pass. Of course it has pass. Why would it not have pass?
I get to live. I think
Nice. Okay. What is the objective on this map? Rout the enemy. So I do need to get rid of the generals. Not attacking, didn't know this game had heal AI. What do you mean? I'm just realizing that it is almost 12 my time. Which means I may have to go. Can't actually finish the map. That's crazy.
You may not survive.
Rerouting all of my horses is also Very annoying.
Appreciate it.
Yes. I can confirm that he did not understand that this was actually a subtle reference to Stalker. Ah, I understand now, Poi. I see. Maybe I forced these attacks like way too much and I didn't have to do that. Like, why do I need to run into danger when I can just chill? I can Bing chill. God, it's going to be so annoying to route everybody back over to the bottom and to kill the generals.
Ready for anything.
I think once we've cleared this northern forest, I'm going to, like... I'm just gonna call it.
Sunshine.
Because the map is all but completed.
My orders?
I guess we don't get the epilogue. That's the problem. I can't finish the paralogs by themselves because the epilogue still needs to play the epilogue. I could just pause it though. Done that before. Could just bookmark it. I could also do that. I feel like the issue that I have with bookmarking things usually is like it's like my own problem, right? That I'm like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna complete this map. Like, my concern is that I'll just fail it. But bookmarking it and doing it later doesn't change that. I feel like I've had this problem for a long time, where
Let's make this quick.
I feel the need to finish things, because if I don't, I feel like I'll lose my place. So I want to get it like all done at the same time.
Amazing.
So I try to find good places to stop instead of like stopping at any time.
Not let down my guard.
But I think having the ability to stop at any time is just like probably important, you know? I've tried to fight against it like a lot because it's just an impulse, right? The impulse is that you're like, oh, I won't be able to pick this up again, even though, like, how many things have you picked up before? Like, put down and then picked up later? It's like, well, probably a lot. Right. So, it's just an inaccuracy. A bias and an inaccuracy. This is why you make notes. Yeah, but this is the problem, is that that's what everyone tells me, right? It's like, well, you take notes. And then it's like, yeah, but the problem is that I've spent so much time not making notes that my notes aren't effective. Both in the notes that I make, my desire to make notes, and also my ability to comprehend my notes for later. So, I have made... Right, it was the thing that I said, right, about like the inventory stuff, where it's like, oh, but did we write the inventory down here, or was it actually over there, or was it like maybe but like what was that? Wasn't there that other thing that like we didn't write down? Oh, that was in like the thing that we put over there, right? Hey, Alexi, welcome to House Lyria. Thank you so much for your sub. Welcome, welcome.
What's my strategy?
Yeah, so I find that my best way to remember something is to simply be very attentive to the thing that is happening right now.
An encouraging display.
That's as far as it goes for like education and stuff. And as for how it goes for I guess like RPGs and things. It's like trying to remember a string of events helps. Yeah, so I guess what I'm saying, the part of the problem is that, like, I'm pretty convinced that if I ever read notes that I make, I basically, like, I won't find value in them, I guess. Like, the actual specifics of the notes will not have as much value, or detailed notes won't have value. The most that I have found value in is making, like, very shorthand notes that I can refer to that are, like, that just remind me of something. So I guess what I'm saying is I found value in reminders. Does that work? It doesn't work. Yeah. So I can find value in reminders, basically.
Appreciate it.
And as far as note-taking is concerned, that is what I've actually found value in.
Well done. So the
things can just kill me.
I will not let down my guard.
I'm awake.
Guide me well.
Exemplary.
What's my strategy?
Sunshine. Did the trick.
I think this works.
My order.
Hopefully. And then Lynn just gets attacked and then I die.
Back to the front.
Let's find out.
Thank you.
Okay. I have to take notes simply because it makes it easier to remember without looking at the notes. I rarely, if ever, read them. Same way if I ever set a timer, I never need it to ring because I'll be more attentive of the time. Yeah, that's what, like, alarm clocks are for, or, not alarm clocks. But when you tell somebody, hey, can you remind me for something, right? Like, the reason why I ask someone to remind me of something is so that I will remember. Not because I need them to remind me.
I will prevail.
There's, like, the social pressure to remember the thing so that you don't have to, like, rely on that person.
Presence is clearly not necessary.
But yeah, for example, sorry, this is unrelated. The thing that I wanted to say about note-taking, for example, like, something like this, right? Notes are probably good for something that I actually need the information to do the thing, so that I don't have to restart all over again when I
do this
start doing that activity again. So, for example, for the stuff like the bar, right, I can record where some of the information is supposed to be so that I don't need to look up where that is supposed to be again. Or, for example, like the idea of the thing that I want to make,
Let's make this quick.
right, I can record details about that thing. Which I guess there's another conflict or problem that I had with that. But for this one specifically, I don't think note-taking helps me bookmark this map. You know what I mean? Like, that doesn't do anything for me. Making notes of this map does not. Like, I can come back to this map, and I don't need notes to tell me what I was doing in this map. The problem, though, is that the paranoia that I won't be able to finish this map is, like, rooted in not being able to sit down and remember what I was doing, or, like, not feeling as confident when I sit back down to do the thing, right? So what I'm saying is that, like, it's not about note-taking or not note-taking. It's that, like, there is an unreasonable paranoia that I won't be able to complete the task when I sit back down for it. Right? It's like an internal problem, which is why I'm going to bookmark this map and I'm going to go. But yeah, having access to notes about processes, I think, has been compensated for by, like, ease of access to information. Which I still think, and I have ran into times where I'm like, oh, I wish I just had access to, like, notes, for example. Like, programming notes are basically just, I look at the code that I did that one other time when I did that thing, right? Like, I have the notes because I have the source code, right? I could just look at it to try and understand what I was doing. To be fair, having a comment there that sort of explains how it works is useful as well. And the reason why I don't like making notes as much about creative endeavors, which I feel like I need to find a balance of this, just for the record, but for stuff like ideating, I don't like writing down things. I'm going to say too early here because I think there is an opportunity for me to make notes about things that I should take the time to take notes about stuff. But I don't want to write things down because I feel like it will solidify the idea too much and then I won't be able to play with the idea anymore. Because I will look at the thing that's written down on the page and then my brain is going to automatically go to the thing that is written down on the page instead of, like, trying to play with the idea. Because I'm like, oh, this is what I wrote down. Right? So how I interface with the notes in regard to the creative process is that the notes make it more difficult. Which I think there is a balance, and there's probably a point in time where, like, I can recognize that the idea is fleshed out enough in my head that I can start writing it down, which I have done for more recently for academic papers. Right. So I have, like, written down the things that I want to talk about in academic papers before as a part of writing that paper, because you wouldn't be able to hold all the information in your head. All you need to remember is the broad strategy of go up first. It's not like you look very hard at specific enemy positions unless they're near your units. Yeah, it's like, I don't... Unless the situation calls for it, right? I do not plan very heavily for these. Like, I try to just work at a turn-by-turn basis.
More
I'm gonna heal Blaine.
What's
Yeah,
the
it's
point?
like I work on a turn-by-turn basis because trying to think of too many things at once, I feel like is not valuable to me. That's something that takes a level of intuition. I find less permanent notes, e.g. typing something messily in a Word doc, helps when ideas are still cooking. Yeah, and I think that's one of the things where it's like I can agree with the value of these things, and it's sort of like, maybe it's my desire to make things more complicated than they are, right? But it's that I feel like there's a lot of different places where note-taking can be valuable, but not in the way that it's like, well, that's why you take notes. It's like, well, what kind of notes are we talking about, right? Are we talking about, like, giving myself a pseudo-temporary reminder that is just to, like, make my brain aware of something? Is it, like, brainstorming ideas? Is it solidifying ideas? Is it literally writing down functional information about something that has happened? Which is the least valuable thing to me because I am both unskilled at doing it, and usually I find it, like, relatively unorganized, so I'm unskilled at being organized, right? Which requires, like, a lot more stuff for me to be competent in, which is why I don't do it. I just tell someone else to take notes. Because I can find the notes useful. If they're organized and they're all put in the same place, but it's also why I'm not the person who takes the notes. I've also taken notes before, and then sometimes they get lost. So I don't know. My point is there's multiple different aspects, and there's some where it's like I don't need to take notes for this map because, like, there's there's no reason to do so, and my paranoia about not being able to do the thing is not related to a solution, right? The solution doesn't actually help get rid of the paranoia, it just puts a band-aid over it. Right? It doesn't solve anything, right? The skill does not solve the paranoia, because the skill was not inherently applicable to this scenario, right? But that does not mean that in other scenarios it isn't also valuable, right? Because it is. But then there's the microcosm of like how many things are actually valuable to me and which things can I actually apply and what things actually get in the way, right? So if you mess up on this map next time, I'm going to bonk you hard and laugh. Honestly, that's reasonable. It doesn't work on all levels for every person. Yeah, I agree. That's why I'm saying that, like, being able to be aware of the different types of notes and, like, to what degree you need to take notes is, like, important. And I guess that is also to say that despite my own paranoia about being able to sit down or not sit down for things, like, something that I did adapt that I have done is, like, short-term task lists. So, like, I will have dot jots of things that I was working on when I am actually working on a project for a series of days. So if I'm like, I need to code this script. I have not done this script, I need to do this script, right? Like, I will take notes of that. Like, I have a notepad called short-term task list. Or STM, short-term memory task list. Where I just, like, write shit down that I'm actually in the process of working on. But I only find the need to do that when it is, like, a long-term, like, 3-month project that I need to keep track of every day. Because I don't want to... The reason is to pave over the time of me sitting there being like, what was I supposed to be doing? Right? Because I don't need much prompting. And it's not that I don't remember what I need to do, it's that, like, I'm going to spiral into, like 40 different tasks that I need to do. Bro's coding STML. No. What was I saying? I actually don't remember now. Lost my train of thought. Oh, it's not that I don't remember what I need to do. It's that, like, if I'm not focused on what I needed to remember to do, that I will, like, think of 40 things that I needed to do. Right? Like, my brain will immediately expand to the entire scope of the project, and it's like, that is not what you needed to do. Right? All you needed to do today was, like, hair physics. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, well, hair physics, then you have to set up the physics, and you need to make all these, like, deformers for all these other moving parts, and did you do the moving parts for the head yet? And it's like, no, I didn't do any of those things. Which, actually, just for the record, outside of the fact of recording where I was doing something and what I was planning on doing, it has actually been more helpful to me to just be like, oh yeah, I need to work on the head, and then, like, I work on the head for a little bit, and it's like, oh yeah, I needed to work on this other thing, and I do that. So I, like, jump around more. Instead of forcing myself to do something I didn't want to do. Which has downsides. I think specifically for inheritance and how Live 2D works, it just, like, fucks things up sometimes. Which is funny. Always work the head more. Jesus! Was there any other thing? I don't remember. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Hopefully, when I watch a stream back for quality control, everything is good. I'm really happy that the chat is working again, because I did spend a lot of time getting all that CSS stuff to work, and making custom. Changing it so that all the things are in the places and it looks cool. And all the badges, they bounce and stuff when they come on screen. And also the bot works, and that's great and fantastic. But that is going to be it. So, hey, if you're still here, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your support as always. We might do a little small something tomorrow at Lyria Standard Time. 1 p.m. EST. Maybe. I have one thing I need to do, and then hopefully I can get it done and out of the way and ready for tomorrow. And then, if that all goes well, then we should be doing something tomorrow. But I reserve the right to be scared and then push it off to Tuesday. Okay, thank you very much, everybody. Bye-bye.